plaintiff, Michael Womack, dated the defendant off and on for 6 years. But their relationship was never stable because of the defendant's infidelity. Michael claims he and the defendant still have sex periodically and even had sex last night. He's suing her today for a loan. Defendant Amy Dalton insists she never cheated on Michael, and he's just angry because their relationship was so rocky. Amy denies having sex with Michael last night and says they simply had drinks and snuggled. Amy denies owing for anything.
Start with you.
Okay, Your Honor, me and Miss Dalton have been dating on and off again for about 6 years. On and off again because Miss Dalton cheated on me numerous times, and finally I've got to the point where I didn't want to take it anymore.
How many times?
I couldn't tell you, Your Honor. An exact number I couldn't tell you. I can give you some examples, but
Give us some examples.
Okay, I went over to Miss Dalton's house. She didn't know I was coming. I walked in her house. She was on the couch with a gentleman. I walked out. They came out following me, saying they were cousins. Cousins don't do the things that I saw going on that couch.
So you got a couch incident. What else?
Then there was last Sunday night when Miss Dalton was drunk and called me and said that we needed to talk. I said okay, and she came over and she wanted me to drop the case. I said no, I wouldn't do that. She kept continuously asking and threw in sex. We had sex that night, and as I fell asleep after the sex, she erased all my text messages that I had made for the court. Fortunately.
She's scandalous if this stuff is true.
Fortunately, Your Honor, I'd made copies.
All right,
of
let's
the
hear
text.
from her, ma'am.
No, there was not a whole lot of cheating going on. He is angry with me, very angry with me, because we had a very rocky relationship.
Why? What was it about generally?
Generally, his favorite term was, "Baby, I just want to fix you." Well,
What do you think that meant?
It meant he wanted to mold me into his little mold. I mean, his 2 previous marriages didn't work, so he wanted to mold someone who, obeyed well. So when that didn't work out, when we would split up on a break, we never lived together. I have never remarried. It just worked for us. When we were split up, yes, I would go on dates with other men, not my cousins. I would like to.
Did he come in your house and see you on the couch with a man?
He came into my house many, many times unannounced. Which,
No. That was actually a very specific question.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he had come over before, and yes, one time I had a friend over, but we were not doing anything of a sexual nature. Okay, it was a friend that I grew up with that was in town. I mean, we lived in a small area in Kansas and Missouri.
Amy called her your cousin.
Well, I have some cousins, Michael.
You all just
my uncles and aunts procreated, and
you just laying up on the couch together, enjoying each other, huh?
Your Honor, we were not laying on the couch. We actually were just
was
talking.
Was this your cousin?
Just sitting.
We were just sitting and conversing. Okay.
Right.
Actually, we used to play ball together. We're both from Kansas.
No problem.
I'm sorry. We were basketball players. We're from Kansas.
Any other allegations of cheating?
All the time, constantly. He
Give me some
harassed
examples.
me. He would always, if I didn't drop what I was doing, rush to his side right then, I was, tramping around, as he would say. I have 3 sons, and I've just started up my own business, so I don't have a lot of time to just always drop everything I'm doing and run to his side. I mean, he says he's retired. He hasn't actually worked in years. He works for a family business, and the family does well, and I'm happy for them. But I have to run a household.
Why'd you all break up?
Which time?
The most recent.
The most recent?
Most recent would have been last night.
Really?
Amy, you were at the hotel last night.
I didn't say I wasn't, Michael.
Left.
What is that?
I don't think.
What is it?
Guess.
I don't want to see that mess. What is it? Undergarments?
Yes.
Michael, those are not mine.
Kurt,
They ain't mine.
but you were in the hotel room. Get up. Were you there?
Yeah, I was at the motel. Yeah. And I walked down.
Do you recognize those underwear?
No, I do not.
Ma'am,
Do you
you
know
all
that
were intimate last night?
I saw Michael last night. Those are not my underwear, though, so maybe I need to ask him some questions.
You all were just kind of having casual engagement since you broke
We
up.
had a few drinks, yes.
All right.
We
good.
snuggled.
Pardon?
Snuggled.
No. So when do you think you broke up?
And I have no idea exactly when we broke up because it has been a tumultuous, would be putting it lightly. I know that I love Michael, and it's not so much a relationship, but I have a deep-rooted friendship and respect, and we have a lot of common values, and that's what brought us together in the first place.
It's not so much a relationship. Well, maybe that's the problem, sir. You didn't understand what this was.
I guess not.
You're on.
It was the deep respect and the snuggling.
Yes, Your Honor. She'd use sex often to get me to get me
Did you
to come
have
back.
sex with him in an effort to get him to drop the case?
No, I did not.
Did you go in his pocket and get his phone out?
I did not go into his pocket and get his phone. I looked through his phone, and after that, when he took me home, my son had hurt his wrist, and my car's broken down, it is. And so I asked him, hey, could you give us a ride to the ER, which he did. And he said, Amy, can I use your phone for a second? Well, I wasn't even thinking. I'm thinking about the child's hand. I said, sure. Well, when he dropped us off at the ER door, he said, I'll go park the car and come in. And I said, oh, it takes forever to sit in the ER. I'll call you and you can come back and pick us up if you don't mind. And he said, okay. Well, when he drove off, he kept my phone and he said that he threw it out the window somewhere between Main Street and
I
Connecticut
said I
Street.
threw it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Did
lie.
you erase any text messages that were on his phone?
Yes, I did.
Why?
One's between he and I.
Why?
Well, I really didn't want anyone to know that he and I were talking again because it's very embarrassing. I mean,
Do you all discuss this
insane.
loan?
No, we did not discuss loan. I did not ask him to
Approximately
drop
what
the case.
date was it that this occurred? You erased the text messages.
Well, it was during the week, so it would have been Tuesday night, probably.
Okay. Sir, let me hear from you regarding the loan.
The loan? Mm-hmm. Miss Dalton called me.
When?
It was January 31st.
Asking to borrow how much?
She didn't have the exact amount because it changed.
Okay, what and when did you loan it to her?
February 1st.
How much?
$2,105.
When was she to repay you?
As soon as possible.
And how much has she given you since?
Nothing.
All right. And when was the last time you spoke with her about it?
Last night.
And what did she say?
In our room. She asked again to drop the charges.
Okay. Ma'am, what do you have to say about the loan?
I do not owe him the money. I had fallen on some hard times. I'd become very ill.
Did you borrow any money from him?
I did not borrow money from him.
Okay.
I asked him if he would, as a gift, help us out because I'd had trouble
All right,
with
so
the
he
car.
gave you some money. Well, he gave you...
He didn't actually give me the money. He did go up and pay
Pay what?
to have my car out of repossession.
Okay. And you never agreed to pay him for that?
No.
All right. Why do you
He's
think
helped me out many times over the years, emotionally.
Why do you think
and
he's suing you? I'm not
financially.
asking about that.
I'm sorry.
Why do you think he's
I'm
suing
sorry.
you?
I
Why?
think he's suing me because he's angry that I won't be with him
You
anymore.
said you were with him last night.
No. I won't enter into a relationship
You said
with
that.
him.
You said you were never in one.
No. I did not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, you have any evidence of these texts you
Yes, I do,
say?
Your Honor.
You're not good at this with me. You might be good with him. All right. So I'm bringing a car and dropping it off. You and your daddy will be getting my car soon. Then I will be dropping off. I will pay money back as soon as possible. All right. Do you know what you meant by that? Any other money you would ever tell him you would pay him back?
Not that I know of.
Judgment for the plaintiff, $2,106.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You trick yourself, ma'am. You didn't even trick him, let alone me. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I just think it's sad that, I mean, there was a time we really did care for each other.
Yes, I
there
love
was,
you.
and
But I'm not in love with you anymore.
well, I'm not in love with you, and the thing is, it's sad that he's so petty that it boils down to all these years of caring for each other and helping him care for his grandchildren and him helping care for mine, that it would come down to small claims court. But I did want to give these back to you because they're not mine, so it must have been a busy night at the Hard Rock Hotel.
And Kurt's my witness that you left them there. They're not mine.
Okay, well, someone needs to dispose
We'll
of them.
take them.